Turning now to the sports side, we're excited to introduce our newest segment, On the Sidelines. In this episode, we'll focus on concussion awareness. It's a hot topic and a very important one.
Hi, I'm Georgette Shalhoub with Anne Arundel County Sports Division, and I'm here with Dr. Alan Sokoloff, and we're here to talk to you about concussions and prevention of concussions. Dr. Sokoloff, what can a coach do to identify a concussion?
Well, a lot of times, I think it's more important that coaches learn more first, and then they can help identify. Going to websites like the county's website, going to the CDC's website can provide some background information. But initially, it's learning more. What are the signs and symptoms to look for? But even more importantly, what if a concussion occurs? They need to know what to do, and they need to know what to do fast.
What are some less common things that parents and coaches may not know about concussions?
Well, there are two really big things that are very important that were brought out in the last couple of major conferences around the world. Number one is mouth guards. Mouth guards are made to protect your teeth, not prevent concussion. And number two, helmets. Helmets do not prevent concussions. What they do is they limit head injuries, but they do not prevent concussions.
And I suppose a well-fitted helmet actually helps.
Exactly. Real important to get a very well-fitted helmet, but you'll see people that have $100 helmets and $1,000 helmets. The biggest thing, picture an egg wrapped up in bubble wrap. So if you just have an egg that doesn't have bubble wrap on it and you drop it on the ground, the yolk gets sloshed around. Same thing happens when you wrap it in bubble wrap. When you drop it on the ground, the yolk gets sloshed around. And that's what happens to our young kids' brains because they're not held together the way that yours and mine are.
And what about a parent? What signs does a parent have to identify a concussion?
Well, in many states now, it's required that parents get concussion education. So we're encouraging the parents of Anne Arundel County to make that step before the law does. Again, any type of education would be helpful. The other thing that's real important is watching practices, watching games, looking at the mechanism of injury. If a kid does get a concussion, it's very important to identify how it happened. That can also determine the severity of the concussion. And lastly, and the biggest thing that a parent can do is if they suspect a concussion, make sure they get the proper healthcare provider available to evaluate that child, and the coaches got to listen to the doctors and do not let that kid return to play until they are fully released.
Great stuff. And we have a symptoms awareness page on our website for concussions, and that's under sports information on our website. Back to you in the studio.
That was great information to keep your kids on the field and off the sidelines.